This Am I the A-hole thread was sent to me from a subscriber, and this goes to show what happens when people get what they actually ask for. And for a short form, no, she is not the a-hole. So she says, am I the a-hole for telling my fiance that if he expects me to contribute 50-50, we have to make some serious lifestyle changes? So this is where it is. They are both 26. She says, my fiance sat me down yesterday and gave me a long talk about how he feels like I don't contribute enough to the household, particularly in the financial sense. I was a bit caught off guard by this, but was willing to hear him out, since he wasn't wrong. He makes a lot more than I do, and we've always split the bills accordingly, which ends up being about 80% him. I asked what he wanted me to pay now, and he was adamant about it being 50-50. I asked if everything was okay with his job or if he needed to take fewer hours, and he wouldn't answer me. I honestly wouldn't have gotten upset if there seemed like an actual reason behind it, but he just said he'd been thinking about it a lot over and over. Every time I asked what brought him to this conclusion, what was going on, and eventually he just said, this is how it's going to be, take it or leave it, those exact words, in response to literally everything I said. Full shutdown, no explanations. I told him that was fine, I'll take it, and then asked if he'd made a Zillow account yet or expected me to. He looked confused and asked why we would need a Zillow account. I explained that there was no way I can afford half rent on our current place, so we'll probably have to move into a one-bedroom. He got mad and asked why I didn't have savings. I told him that I do, but I'm not paying rent out of my savings because that's a terrible, unsustainable idea. I also began to go over what our new food budget would be, our new entertainment budget, and that we'd probably have to sell the cars and get less expensive ones because I can't afford half the payments on an Audi and a Land Rover. Then I explained that date nights would probably be reduced too. We could still do like Buffalo Wild Wings or something like that, but I prefer Thursday nights because you get 2 orders of boneless wings for one. Basically, if he wants me to pay half, we're living within my means, not his anymore. He kind of agreed to it, but since then, he's been incredibly angry. He's not saying or doing anything, but it's like he's walking around the house in this cloud of pissed off. I sent him 6 Zillow listings, all of which he's called uninhabitable for various reasons, some of which I think were valid, others I disagree with. He's now saying that I'm being unfair and manipulative, and that he tried to come to me with a serious concern about our relationship, and that I'm making it impossible for him to talk to me and bulldozing over him. Am I the a-hole? Absolutely not. He won't even tell her what the issue is, and it seems like he wants to control money for some strange reason, but doesn't want to communicate. He's also 26. He probably has his This is probably red pill manosphere stuff. He probably has his red pill manosphere dudes in his ear talking about she's a gold digger. And he's at that age where he's still probably really feeling the pressure from dudes his age. They're probably talking and like, you could do better, dude. And he probably expected her to break up with him. But that's what Now, keep in mind also that this is her fiance, so he is probably getting cold feet. Could be because he's also mid-20s and he's making a good chunk of money. He probably thinks that the grass is greener on the other side. That's probably what's happening. So this person says, you have to get to the bottom of this fast. Put the brakes on the wedding plans until you get this resolved. Of course, ideally, both of you should feel the way you split financially responsible is fair, whatever that means for you, but that doesn't mean 50-50 necessarily. His kinds of feelings don't pop up out of nowhere. Either someone has been whispering in his ear or he's holding his feelings about money back for a while. But more importantly, I don't like how he issued an ultimatum without an explanation. He clearly wasn't happy with your ideas on compromise or adapting your budget, which were very smart and reasonable. There should be no big decisions or changes in marriage decided by one party and or without discussion. Does he not think he owes you an explanation for this? Was he really pissed off about it? Honestly, him not explaining any of this to you, making demands and walking around pissed off is bad enough in an actual marriage, but it's unacceptable at this stage of the relationship. Absolutely agree with this. I don't think I could stand to live with someone like this. I don't think you deserve to either. Absolutely. This sounds like this would be a very controlling situation if it were to get to the marriage. So this person says something is definitely going on. Take it or leave it is not an answer. You deserve an explanation. And then this person with this highlighted thing says, take it or leave it is guaranteed red pill manosphere. But I put good money on this guy having been influenced by someone who listens to that toxic BS, or he's listening to it himself and suddenly going wholesale dumb behind. This person says, take it or leave it as a guy is a hidden meaning of alternatives to this relationship have presented themselves and are persuasive. Absolutely. This is exactly how I feel. Somebody is in his ear or someone has caught his eye. And he is feeling himself at 26. He is ready to bounce. He is single and ready to mingle. Technically, he has this wonderful apartment and now he simply wants her out. I think he was just trying to get her to choose to leave instead of like actually going with it and saying, let's just downsize. You guys go ahead, jump in the comments and tell me what you think.